Hello and welcome to Blindspotting. I'm Zach and joining me is Aaron.
Aaron.
Hey! You said your name.
I did.
So you haven't played this game?
No, I've always heard that Sid Meier's makes crazy games, but I have never played Sid Meier's Pirates.
Yeah, so this is probably my favorite Sid Meier's game, actually. It was...
Wait, so is it Meier or Myers?
Meier. I say Myers all the time. I mean Meier, but I always say it Myers. It's whichever. Anyway, this game was originally released in 1987, the year of my birth, for
Oh my lord.
the Commodore 64.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it predates Civilization, and it's...
Oh, you mean the game Civilization?
Yeah. Not real Civilization.
It didn't start until you came on the scene.
Yeah,
Zach.
that was when everything started, was that year. But no, then in 2004 it got like one of those enhanced remakes, and that's the one
I was gonna
that
say
we're
this looks
looking at.
pretty good for a
Yeah.
Commodore.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than your Commodore 64 game. But it got ports to like everything, so it was on like Xbox, and I played one like a PSP port of it as well.
Oh,
And I think it's on iPad now, like you can play it on iPad.
this looks to me like a point and click Secret of Monkey Island type game.
I haven't played those games actually. I think some of it is like that. But you do actually get to like go sail around, and so you have control of that. I don't know if you do any of that in the Monkey Island games.
I don't think that you do. This is definitely... I was not expecting this.
Yeah. So the controls down on the bottom right you see are like kind of built around the number pad, and my 10 keyless keyboard does not have that.
Oh no!
But you can click on all of them, so you can still have control over them. The controls setup is a little bit interesting. It's
Nice shot.
like you have like the arrow keys are instead of like A, W, S, D or whatever. Anyway, so this game is basically you live the life of a pirate in the Caribbean in like the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries, and
Of a singular pirate, or...
a singular pirate. So you're playing a specific character that so like the story is that there's like a cutscene at the very beginning where you're like a kid, and this like evil Spanish guy comes along and like enslaves your family because they don't have enough money to pay him or whatever, and you escape, and then like 10 years later you join this crew, and you eventually mutiny and take over the ship, and so you become your own captain. And so yeah, over time you just like you'll sort of track down that bad guy, and you like free your family. But yeah, you just are like you're kind of free to do whatever else you want, basically. Like there's the English, the Dutch, the French, and the Spanish as far as like the nations go.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can kind of like ally with them, or you can attack them. That's kind of up to you.
Can you upgrade your ship?
Yeah, so each port has like a shipwright that you can go to, and you can like purchase upgrades, or like you can also just like if I wanted to take whatever ship I attack and just keep it, you can do that as well. And there's like a whatchamacallit, like a sort of like a database, I guess, of like pirate things and like the different ship types or whatever, so you can see like what type of ship is good at or is fast, or what's good at like battle that has a lot of guns and stuff like that. So
Speaking of battle, this does something right that I usually hate about pirate games. I find ship combat to be a real pain, because you have to like, you're always moving slow, and then you have to turn. But this just is like a click of a button, and it's very satisfying, it looks like.
yeah, so you notice like turning and stuff is super quick. It's probably
It's great.
a lot faster than it would be if you were, all right, turn the sails now, catch the wind, you know. You do run into some of that where like the wind isn't really helpful, so you slow down a little bit, but it's definitely not that difficult to sail. So yeah, that is one of the good things about this. Oh, I named my guy Captain Capo. So you're in this game, but every time the governor talks to you, he says Mister, so it's weird. It's like Mister Captain Capo. But anyway,
I'm getting a little shades of like Oregon Trail as well, kind of, where you like go out, but then you're constantly going to forts and like selling your goods and whatnot. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. You go around and like if you take out a ship or you attack them and they give all their goods up to you and you steal all their money and everything, then you go to town and you sell all the goods, so you make a whole bunch of money, and then you can buy like upgrades for your ship, and like there in the taverns you can recruit more people to join your crew, and there's always like a guy sitting in the corner who will like sell you unique items that you can get, and then if you talk to like the barmaid or the I guess the owner of the tavern, they'll give you information about ships in the area that you should attack because they're carrying a lot of money, or like they'll give you treasure maps or something like that. They give you all kinds of stuff.
That's what I wanted to ask about. That was my next question: is there buried treasure, and what does that look like? 'Cause it doesn't seem like you're going on land much.
You can go on land. So like the treasure maps, like if I wanted to, instead of like going into a port, you would just go to the land near the port, and then you could get out and walk around.
Oh, and can you have like a sword and stuff?
Yeah, so there are sword fights. They're not great, but there are sword fights. But most of the time, if you get out, it's not like sort of a third-person run-around action sort of thing. So most of the time you're going to be in your ship, but if you do get out to go exploring, you'll usually do that at like a specific spot where like a map will indicate that you should look in like a specific area. And then you would get out and you would walk around and until you find the spot where the treasure is.
I like how fast everything is.
Yeah, so you can, especially with these small ships, you can really get going pretty fast.
You appear to have 0 fame also. What happens when you get more fame?
So there are, I think 9 notorious pirates, and this is one of them. So I had learned that, I forget which one this one was, but he was in this area, so I specifically went here to go attack him so I could take his ship. But you can see in the top right, he has 21 guns, 126 crew, and I have 8 guns and like 60 crew or something like that. So before I actually go try to board him and attack him, I'm going to use the grape shot that will specifically take out crew so that I can lower his numbers. So there is like an element of strategy to it as well. The chain shot will take out his sails so he can't really go anywhere. And the round shot just does like kind of base damage, will take out guns. And but you do have to be careful to not hit them too much because you can sink them and then you'll get nothing out of it. But yeah, it's also you can see under where it has all those like the guns and the crew listed, there's like all the ship upgrades. And his ship has a lot more of the upgrades than I do. Well, it has 2 of them. But there's a whole bunch of them that you can buy at various ports. And you can get, like when you attack a ship, if they have like like a skilled crew member or whatever, like a navigator or like a quartermaster or something like that, they can join your crew, and then you have like a special boost to like that skill or whatever.
A little bit of FTL action.
Is that like FTL?
A little bit. I mean, you can sometimes pick up crew from ships that you encounter or do battle with. Now, Zach, I don't want to alarm you or make you think that I am stalking you, but I saw on your Twitter that you were comparing this to Sea of Thieves, which is a very timely comparison.
Oh yeah, so I think I said on Twitter something along the lines of how this is the sword fighting, by the way, but
It's very intense.
It's super dumbed down, and at the time I didn't remember that I could click the thing. I was like, oh, I'm at a severe disadvantage because I don't have the number pad, so I can't do all of the things I need to do here. But then in the bottom you see like his crew, there's like 30 of them, and my crew there's 50. So if his gets down to 0 or mine does, then we'll just surrender anyway. So it's a benefit to learn how to sword fight pretty well, so that you can do that before you run out of crew.
Classic.
But anyway, yeah. Oh, so there I got a gunner, a skilled gunner, who's gonna join my crew, and then some of his sailors join my crew as well. And then
welcome aboard.
But yeah, so I made the comparison because Sea of Thieves has come out, and much like we were fearing, it seems pretty shallow. It doesn't have a lot to it, and
we predicted it.
We did.
Zach.
We did.
We're precogs, like in that one Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cocktail.
Is that what?
Cocktail, where he mixed all those drinks.
Oh right, and then there was sci-fi.
What?
I think you have the wrong movie.
I don't know that I do. Anyway, the point is we predicted it.
We did predict it. But anyway, what I wanted Sea of Thieves to be, and maybe it's my fault for trying to project something on that game that they weren't trying to do, but I wanted it to basically be a first-person online cooperative version of this game. Mm-hmm. Because what this game does so much better than Sea of Thieves is it has a world that feels very alive. Like now I'm at a pirate port, and I'm telling that pirate captain that he should send some of his raiders to go attack a nearby Spanish town, because the guy that like the main villain who enslaved my family is Spanish. So basically I have always played this game supporting the English and always attacking the Spanish.
Yeah.
But anyway, the world feels pretty alive because there's always kind of like two nations will always kind of be at war with each other, or maybe they'll be at war for a few years and then they'll stop being at war, or they'll go to war with someone else. And as you go talk to the governors, they're like, oh, we're at war with this nation. Can you help us out by attacking their ships? And just as you're sailing around, you'll see their ships attacking each other, or like you'll see some frigate from like the French going to this Spanish town and attacking it or whatever. And you can kind of get involved in that, or you can choose not to. So there's always kind of a lot going on, even if you're not necessarily taking part in it. And so
right.
There's like just all the nations and all the other pirates, and of course there's notorious pirates to take down, and you can go steal the notorious pirates' treasure, and if you do that before you kill them, they will come attack you. So there's stuff like that, and Sea of Thieves doesn't have any of that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's literally like if you strip this game down to just like sailing and just like fetch quests to go find like a treasure, like that would be really, really boring.
True.
So yeah, I wanted it to be more like this. I wanted Sea of Thieves to Um, I wanted them to have warring nations. I wanted them to have other pirates, like notorious pirates. Like they could have Blackbeard in the game, and you could have to go like attack him or whatever.
It's a good point. That would be a good idea.
Oh, so this is the land battle. So you can. So because
it's like Might and Magic a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like a turn-based strategy thing.
That's very interesting.
But yeah, because I am sort of a villain to the Spanish because I keep attacking them, they won't let me into their port peacefully. So you can either sneak in or you can attack them. And I had more men in my crew than this town had soldiers. So I decided to attack them just to kind of show what that's like. And it's like really simple turn-based strategy stuff, but it was always pretty fun. So it's kind of a nice change of pace. They have all these different styles of fighting.
Yeah, this is crazy. Can you get different unit types, or is it always just... It seems like you have the same units.
Well, so there's three, I want to say three different, maybe there's just... No, yeah, there's three. So there's the officers, and they all have different, like, attack and defense ratings. But then you have your pirates that are, like, good close-up. And then you have the buccaneers that are all, like, they all have guns. So they're, like, your ranged guys. And then...
Can you get, like, an elephant?
A what?
An elephant?
Unfortunately, no. That would be cool. But yeah, if you go into the trees, like some of my guys are in the trees, you get a bonus for being like sort of hidden. So like you're harder to shoot if one of the.
Oh, interesting.
And also like the height matters. So like you'll have a height advantage if you're on a hill.
You gotta have the high ground.
That's what they say. Or at least that's what I learned in Star Wars.
This is very interesting. So is this what the treasure hunting also kind of looks like?
Yeah, a little bit. So like I said, it's not like sort of third-person action running around. It is a little bit more like this, where you're just kind of moving a group of people around, and eventually you'll find the spot and you'll be able to dig up treasure. So it's that aspect of it is not like super fun, but most of everything else is pretty fun.
You get some morale. What does that do?
I think the enemy had the morale there.
What does that do for you? Does it make you do more damage?
It's just a bonus. I think all your bonuses add up. So like right now, I have attack, morale, and height bonuses. So, and they only had like their attack. So I had like way more attack damage than them. So I won that fight.
You sacked it.
I did, but unfortunately, it didn't. I think you may have to attack it again or like a couple of times before you can like remove their governor and replace them with a governor of your choosing.
That governor looked like Christoph Waltz to me.
Nah. There was one playthrough I did where I took it upon myself to remove the Spanish from the Caribbean. And I literally attacked all the Spanish ports and replaced them with English governors. But as I was getting towards the end of that, I realized that was a mistake, because if you do that, then you have no ships to attack. Because then if you attack the English ships just to make money or whatever, then eventually they'll stop welcoming you into ports. So yeah, if you're gonna play this game, don't do that. Leave some.
How much is it? Right? It's on Steam, I assume.
Yeah, it's on Steam for like $10, but I would imagine it goes on sale a lot. I guess I haven't been looking, but
These old games, when Steam sales happen, usually sell for like $2.
The other thing is when you stop at these merchants, depending on which port you're at, like the values that you get for like the different items are different depending on the port you're at.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So yeah, you can really like strategize how to earn a lot of money in this game. Like if you look at the map, and as you visit ports and talk to people, you'll learn different things about the ports, and you can sort of figure out where the best place to go to sell certain items are, and then you can end up making a ton of money that way.
Interesting.
We have run out of video. It's fine. I'll cut this out and then I'll add some at the end because I have some more video.
Okay.
Anyway, this has been Sid Meier's Pirates.
Very interesting.
I like this game probably better than Sea of Thieves. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
See you later.
Goodbye.